What's up guys, Phillips POV back with another video. Today we are going to be removing the steering wheel trim and putting in a brand new carbon fiber one. Let me show you guys what that is gonna be like. Wow, there's so much sun. Gotta like move all the way back here. But here's the carbon fiber trim right here. And we're gonna be removing this steering wheel trim, putting in this carbon fiber trim, and we're also going to be switching out the start or stop button. You guys can't really see that, this start or stop button, into a red one because mine is currently, sorry, I gotta get the camera a little weird, currently a black one right there. And also switching out one of the steering wheel buttons to a M. Okay, first thing you're gonna do is take out the airbag. So in order to do that, you have to remove the battery first. All right, so the first thing you want to do in order to remove the airbag is you want to take off the negative terminal of the battery. Your 10mm socket, you're going to take it, you're just going to unscrew the battery. I recommend getting a cloth to put underneath the negative once you remove it. There you go. Now you're going to wiggle it out just like that, insulate it with a cloth down there, and now let's head to the steering wheel to remove the airbag. And there's two indents on the steering wheel right here, and there's the same one on the other side. You have to go in with the flathead kind of like straight, and that'll pop the airbag out. And then right here, when you press the next spring, the airbag should just kind of pop out like this. And now on the back, you have these two connectors. Now you want to take a T20 little head here and a screwdriver, and then there's one screw right here, one right here, and one on the opposite end, same spot. Once you get all three of these unscrewed, it should just kind of pop out. It might be a little hard to get those unscrewed just because of the angle, but there's some clips up here. If you lightly pull them out, they should come out at an angle. Try not to break them, so just pull out lightly, because there is connectors back here that you may need to remove, or you will need to remove, because you have to take the buttons out. All right, so now I'd recommend, instead of taking out the wires, what you're gonna do right here, if you see inside, there's one of these, has like a kind of like a sleeve on it. You just kind of pull it out of where it's sitting in there. You pull it out, that way you have space to move around, because all you have to do is take out this screw, and then the screw on this side as well. It's the same place, just opposite side. You want to unscrew it, and then they should come out. Okay, so in order to switch the little button on the steering wheel, there's these little grooves that are in here, and you have to pry them open one by one until it comes off. I did this off camera because I needed both hands to do it, plus actually another hand. You might need two people in order to do it because you have to hold two of them open to get the rest out. But now, as you guys can see, these buttons kind of just slide right out. So we're gonna take out this top button right here. You have to watch out because there is stuff in here that move. So you have to slowly just kind of take it out like that. Once it's out, you just take it off. So now you're gonna take the new button right here. And sometimes you have to shave off some of the sides because you kind of want a loose fit. So when it goes right in, it should be able to just pop out like that, like the other ones. If it can't, then you kind of just shave a little off all the sides and it should be fine. And then it should just kind of pop on. You have to press it a little bit hard to get the grooves back in, but once it's in, as you guys can see, all the buttons should be moving perfectly and not getting stuck anywhere. Steering wheel trim, I have the carbon fiber one here, and it's kind of the same way. You want to prepare your screwdriver and the bolts, have them ready. All right, so now I just got the first one in. I had to shave off a little bit of the edges because when you put the new bolt in this cover, sometimes it's too tight. So when you click the button, it gets stuck, but as long as your buttons work, you should be fine. Now you want to run the wire properly to how it was prior to putting it on here. And then you want to just pop in this next one. Test your buttons, make sure they all click. That should be fine. So I did a bit of work off camera just because it's a little hard to get these in there just because it isn't OEM, it's aftermarket, so it's a bit harder to put these in. But what you're gonna do is do each side one by one. You're gonna try to press it in to where it's flush against the steering wheel, and then you're gonna tighten one bolt first. Don't tighten it all the way. You wanna tighten it maybe about halfway so it holds it in. Then you're gonna press the other side, tighten that one halfway in. You're gonna tighten this one all the way in once you have it pressed in. Then you're gonna go back and tighten these two all the way in at the end, and it should just sit flush like this. Now the next part is putting the airbag back on. It's very simple to mess up, but it's also very simple to do. You're gonna need a flathead screwdriver, and the reason I say mess up is because you have to make sure the green goes in the green and the black goes in the black, because if you mess that up, I don't really know what's gonna happen, but something could happen. What you're gonna do when you put it in there at first, you don't press on this. You have to push it in with the flathead screwdriver down like this so that it goes into its socket before you press the top back down so that it goes flushly in. So you want to first align it, put it in to an extent like that, hold it up. You want to get the flathead in between, and you want to press it down just like that. Once you hear the little click, you can press this down just like that. You want to do the same with the green one. Just be careful not to hit the clip in earlier than it should. Might need to use your other hand for this. Just like that, lightly inward. Come back here, press it in just like that, and then you can click it like that. Now, the airbag should be able to click right back in. And then once you find the two areas, you'll feel it kind of feels like a spring because it's the same as when you clicked it out. You kind of just want to press it just like that. You got one side and the second side, and then as you guys can see, airbag is on, this is on, looks really clean. Now for the next part of the video, we're gonna be switching this start stop button. What you're gonna do is you're gonna have to remove this whole section here. What you're gonna do is get some plastic prying tools. Now you're gonna come on the passenger side of the vehicle, and right here you want to pry it out as best as you can to not damage any of the leather. It's actually pretty easy to break, but pretty easy to come out as well. You just want to pry it. Now you're gonna have to put it in the indent, and then you kind of just pry it like that until it comes out just like that. Watch out for there's clips here, not clips, but they kind of go in the little sections here to hold it side, because there is going to be a cable back here for the start or stop button. You want to slowly pull this out Okay, now you have to come behind it. There's two clips on the side of the starter stop button that you press in, and then it just kind of pulls out. So you're gonna press those in, and it's gonna come right out. Just like that. You kind of lightly wiggle it out, and there's the button right there. Okay, now in order to get the starter stop out, you just kind of have to pop this bezel out. Kind of just comes off. Now for the starter stop button itself, I already removed it, but right here there's these little indents. You kind of just have to pry them open with one of these tools, or a flathead if you have a really small one, you can kind of pry them out. Now you're gonna take your new button, and it should just go right back on to where it was. Now that you have the new button, you just align it where it needs to go, right there, and you have to press it in so it aligns with everything. Make sure it's pressed in. As you guys can see, it doesn't wiggle. Pop this button back in. Make sure it's the right way up. Just like that. Wait. Press it back in like that. And now you want to put this plug back in the same way you got it out. You want to press all these in, make sure they're aligned. You can start over here. It's kind of a simple little press in, and then come on this side, make sure they're aligned. They should be if it's going in this far, and you just press it in just like that. There it is, it's in. Yeah. All right, let's put the battery back on. We're gonna come here, lift it up like this, take out this, and you want to slide it right back in like that. You want to tighten this. So now, to make sure that this button is installed correctly, what you want to do is you're going to start the car, because if the car doesn't start, the problem is 100% with this button, because sometimes when you switch the covers, they make the aftermarket ones not as perfect as the OEM ones, so one of these clips might not fit all the way in. This one looked like it fit perfectly, so we're about to find out. Otherwise, it probably won't work. So make sure to just start your car and see if it works. We started the car and everything works, but when you start it after having the battery off, you're gonna get this 4x4 little, it's like the 4x4 isn't working. I think that's what the light is for. And then you're gonna have a brake light as well. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take your steering wheel. You can be in park, you can be whatever you want. I think it has to be park for sure, but you're gonna turn it all the way to the left first. So you're gonna go until there. Maybe not all the way, but you get all the way. And then you're gonna turn it the opposite direction all the way until the lights disappear. Just going slowly because I don't want to overturn it. There it is. You guys can see that is back. There it is. The lights are gone now. If you guys can see that right there. No lights. That is how you switch the BMW E90 steering wheel trim, the button to the red one. You can put any color you want, and the start and stop button.